More message from Antares. Clearing darkness. July 9, 2014. I returned to give the next message I received from the Antarians. There were some portions of this message about the possibility of destruction in our world. This is likely one reason why I put these messages away and forgot them. Since we have not created those realities as of now, and it seems less likely with every passing day, I feel I can release that component of the Antarian message. I think it is important that we all pat ourselves on the back. We have victoriously survived this far, without allowing the possible reality of destruction to occur. Congratulations, humanity. And thank you, Galactics. July 17, 1995. Dear Commander Maltese, I have heard your call. Is there a message for me? Yes, you have received the first portion of my communique. We wish today to tell you about the atmosphere of your planet Earth. We have been working very hard to clear the effluvia of all the darkness that has surrounded your world, and to correct certain balances that were set askew. We have been working with light workers who are making the necessary transmutations to divert any possible negative realities that could arise from this mistreatment of your homeworld. With this action we are hoping that destruction will not be necessary. At the time of the final translation into the fifth dimension, some humans will perceive that a great destruction will occur. This fear will allow those who cannot hear the whisper to receive the scream as a last-minute attempt to awaken them. It will not be necessary for those who will listen to experience any destruction, as they have attuned their consciousness to the cosmic frequency. Hence, they will be ready for the moment of translation into the fifth dimension. However, volunteering to be a transitional reality can take a toll upon your third-dimensional form. I am pretty sure that we have moved beyond that possible reality of destruction. However, in 1995 things were looking very grim. What's more, the Galactics could see the possibility of 9/11, which did occur, as well as the possibility of World War III that was meant to be the result of that event. I am very happy to say we have managed to attune our consciousness to a reality that expands into the fifth dimension more and more each day. Today, we Antarians wish to instruct you in a way in which you can protect yourself from the fear and negativity, which can otherwise impinge upon your physical body. Many of you have been experiencing difficulty with your fourth heart, fifth throat and sixth brow chakras. This difficulty occurs because you have opened these important higher chakras, but have not grounded this opening deeply enough into your physical body. Whenever there is increased light, there is also increased darkness. You have been experiencing this, have you not? Allow us now to explain why it is that you have been having difficulty with your body. Through your inner work and conscious communications with the higher dimensions, you have opened and greatly expanded the receptive range of your third eye. Your opened third eye is comparable to your telegraph station or your phone, as it is a means through which you can phone home. When you expand the range of frequency that you can consciously receive, the spectrum expands much like the beam of a flashlight. Thus, the range expands into the higher dimensions as well as into the lower dimensions. Hence, it is very important that you recognize any dark places within yourself, as others who may not have the best intentions will assuredly notice them. When you are aware of your own inner darkness, you can consciously connect it to the spectrum of your attention, which includes your greatest light. In this way your darkness will live in unity with your higher expressions and will not be vulnerable to any beings that live in the frequency of separation. If you detach your conscious awareness from your darkness in order to experience your light, you are still experiencing separation. You see, you have allowed one portion of yourself to be unconscious, and thus separated from another portion of yourself. When you are vibrating to separation in any manner, you are susceptible to others who vibrate to separation. Thus, if you perceive your fear and darkness as separate from you, you cannot protect that vulnerable part of yourself from those who may wish to expand or call upon your inner darkness. On the other hand, if you have unified your own darkness with your own light, your own circle of awareness protects you. When a portion of yourself is beyond your awareness, You create an unconscious fear if that portion is darkness, and an unconscious hope if that portion is light. Hope is a much higher vibration than fear, but if it is not linked to your conscious awareness, it is not a usable sensation. The portion of your light that is beyond your awareness will still associate with beings of a light vibration. In the same manner, the portion of your darkness that is beyond your awareness will associate with beings of a dark vibration. In inner levels, these beings of light and dark do battle. The dark is trying to attack you, and the light trying to defend you. It is beneficial that you have protection from the portions of yourself that you have not yet claimed, as the unknown battle takes a toll on your physical form. Your unconscious communicates to you through your endocrine system, which is usually not perceived by your third-dimensional awareness. Fortunately, your fourth-dimensional dream body is more aware of that which is unconscious to your physical world. Hence, your dreams can be very instructive. We see that you have made a conscious connection with your angel who vibrates to a very high frequency. However, in order to incorporate your angel into your circle of awareness, you must also make a consciousness connection with the demons that exist at the opposite extreme of your band of energy. Before we take this journey into your darkness, let us explain a bit more about your spectrum of awareness. Do you remember that in our first communication we instructed you regarding the spectrum of time and space? This analogy also applies to the bandwidth of your consciousness. The ascended masters and citizens of the other worlds, such as ourselves, all have a dark component. Darkness is not bad, as it has often been judged. Darkness is merely the anchor point of the light. Also, darkness is relative. To a being whose resonant vibration or center of conscious functioning is in the sixth dimension, the eighth dimension may be considered their light and the fourth dimension may be considered their dark. To one whose primary vibration is the third, their light will be the fourth dimension and their darkness will be the second dimension. How does one function on the second dimension? We must first differentiate between second-dimensional beings in unity, such as a hive of bees or a school of fish, and the lowest frequency of a physical human. While in unity, second-dimensional creatures act as one being. On the other hand, the second-dimensional lowest frequency of human consciousness is separated from other second-dimensional beings as well as their own higher conscience. Hence, this second-dimensional influence, which is usually unconscious to them, is selfish because their awareness of the world around them is very limited. This selfishness is the core to that which is considered bad or evil in your society. This extreme selfishness allows the person to take from or do anything to any other form of life whenever they may wish. From their light self, they vibrate to the fourth dimension and are aware that there is life other than their own. In fact, once the physical ones can connect to their higher, fourth-dimensional light, they realize that anything done to any other life form is also done to them. Do you see now how third-dimensional humans have his/her own redemption within their own higher light? And now, dear one, we take you on a trip into your darkness. Remember that you are the light of the expression of light within you. These portions of your light are the key to your unity with all life. Now, hold your divine complement within your heart now. Holding your divine complement within your heart anchors your primary resonance in the fifth dimension. Your fifth-dimensional expression gives you conscious access to your sixth-dimensional Venusian self, and 8th to 10th-dimensional Arcturian self, who has lowered its resonance to the seventh dimension to connect with you. Now feel fifth-dimensional Venus around you. See the yellow sky, the violet trees and the flora and fauna as it floats about you and embraces you with unconditional love. One of the first conscious awareness I had was the memory of my life on fifth-dimensional Venus. The Antarians are reminding me of this frequency of myself. Of course, I always felt that me, but I separated the light away from my physical self and forgot that it actually was me, on a higher frequency planet. How many of us have been trained that it was conceited or bad to consciously accept that something very wonderful is within you? Feel how this higher expression of you can assist you in your daily challenges. Feel now how your energy spectrum expands with this assistance. Now feeling your light about you, move down in vibration to your anchor point of darkness. This anchor point is the lowest vibration of your loop of consciousness. This anchor point is the grounding place of your communication with all life. As you step down into the cave of your psyche, take with you an amethyst crystal in your right hand and a clear crystal in your left hand. The crystals are the crowning glory of the second-dimensional world. These crystals protect and assist you to stay in consciousness during your journey. Your worst enemy is the enemy within with whom you are not aware. With the crystals in your hands, begin your journey now. The way is dark and devoid of light except for the light that you bring within yourself. The awareness of your own inner light is your greatest protection. Allow your divine complement, your Venusian self and your Arcturian self, to join you. The sum total of the light that emanates from these portions of yourself expands your vision into areas of your darkness that you never had access to before. See before you the dungeon of your own darkness. As a protection to yourself, you have imprisoned each of these portions of your darkness in hopes that their memory would not attack you, to fill you with guilt and shame. But there is no need for judgment. It is best to understand why your anchor point is the second dimension. This second dimension is one of complete and total selfishness. You volunteered to enter the experiment of polarity and separation. Therefore, during your devolution from unity with the One, it was necessary for you to see how far from unity you could travel. How separate could you be and still maintain a sense of your true self? This total separation allowed you to be completely selfish because you were not connected to, or responsible for, anything other than yourself. You are not able to be aware of the rights of others, or you would have automatically raised your vibration by that simple act of thinking or feeling a sense of unity. See the dungeon about you now. The only light is that which radiates from your higher selves. If you are not constantly aware of the blackness about you, it will absorb your light. Now, you are free to remember your light. Remember all your wisdom, your power and your love. These divine qualities are the source of your personal radiation of light. As you step into the hallway of your dungeon, you see rows of cells on either side. The scent of decay is nauseating to you. The vision of horror makes you want to shield your eyes. The sounds of agony threaten to dim your light. But you keep the remembrance of your total self. You hold the crystals firmly in your hands. These crystals reflect the light of your inner self into the darkest portions of the dungeon. Remember, you are wisdom. You are power. You are love. Many of these prisoners were my own past alternate lives. I leave it to each reader to find his or her own prisoners from their prior incarnations. Go now to first cell. Within this cell is the wizard that created a monster, simply because he could. He wanted to test his power of creation. Since he was separate from all life, it never occurred to him that this monster might prey on others. In the end, the monster preyed on its creator and caused his death. The monster and its creator have been locked in mortal combat ever since. Shine now the light of the crystals into this cell. The bars are an illusion. Walk through them. The monster and the wizard turn, and, for a brief moment, cease their battle. Who are you? They ask as one. I am the sum total of all that I have been. I come here now to claim you as a portion of myself. Why would we wish to join you? They sneer. We have no choice, you reply. I am you, and you are me. I now step into you and embrace you with my light. I neither judge you nor fear you. When I was a child I spoke as a child and acted as a child. Now I am of the One and I embrace all the children of my soul. The light of yourself fills the cell. The monster and wizard are transmuted and transformed into pure creator and creation. You then move through each cell to perform the same consecrated act. There is an Indian priestess of the darkness and a priestess of the order of Set. There is an evil witch in early England who used small children for her rites. There were vicious warriors caring only for blood of others and glory for themselves. There were manipulative women who pulled men into their web like a black widow spider, and cruel, brutal men who turned their women into slaves to be used for their service and pleasure. All of these and more are now absorbed into your light. The dungeon is empty now. You must now transform it as well. The dust of the accumulated darkness fills your lungs and makes it difficult to breathe. I must now clear this dungeon with my light. I must own these prisons as my own, you cry from your own inner light. I now step into each cell and forgive myself. I was learning to be a creator, but there was so much separation and limitation. I now am beyond the time and space of separation. I can now release the concept of limitation. I now am aware of these dusty prisons in my heart and mind. I move through each of them, removing the bars and clearing out the density of fear, greed and selfishness. I return these areas now to the Mother. She can reclaim this dimension for her own. She will return them to their former glory. I feel the Mother about me. Beloved Mother, Lady Gaia, I reverently return these catacombs and caves to you. May you fill them with crystals. As you turn to go, you feel her joy. Thank you, my one. As each of my humans clears their own second-dimensional selves, I can complete my own healing. Then we shall all rise together into the world of unity and divine love. You shall return, again and again, to these caves. They are the deepest caverns of yourself. Love will clear these caverns. Wisdom will tell you when it is time for you to return again, and power will be the result of your labors. This is Commander Maltese at your service again. Over and out. Many of us feel as though we are at the bottom of the barrel, which we are. We are clearing out all of our third-dimensional experiences during all our physical incarnations so we can soar home to our true self. However, humanity has left a great effluvia on and in the body of Gaia. Fortunately, as we clear our own earth body, we clear Gaia's earth body. We have always been one being of person planet. I think that is what the Antarians were telling me during a time of great darkness on Earth that few humans were aware. Now we are aware and fully awake. As we clear our dungeons of darkness, we are free to be our true warriors of light. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.com